Lifting a World Cup changes the lives of many players, isn't it? Do you agree that 2022 was the year of joy and lifetime achievement for Argentina's Lionel Messi and his team? Likewise, Enzo Fernandez is among the hot players now. Let's explore how Fernandez made it to the top picks. Winning the 2022 Qatar FIFA World Cup is not something that should not be discussed. We have seen how Argentina and the fans all over the world went crazy on that auspicious day. Losing their first group stage match to Saudi Arabia and lifting the World Cup against France in the same land was a moment of pride and joy for the captain and his squad. Many lives of the squad members have dramatically changed since then. And Enzo Fernandez, the 21-year-old Argentine central midfielder, is having his prime days now. Although he was on the bench for the first 2 games of Argentina, Enzo Fernandez was able to lift the title of the Golden Boy with his astonishing performance in the rest of the matches. Fernandez played for his country in under-18 team before making his senior international debut in the 2020 World Cup season. He was chosen for the 2022 Qatar FIFA World Cup, bagging a goal during the competition and winning the tournament's Young Player Award as Argentina captured their 3rd World Cup title. Enzo Fernandez was introduced to football at a very young age, playing for a provincial club called Club La Recoba before signing with River Plate in 2006, aged 5. After 13 years spent progressing through these ranks, on January 27, 2019, he was promoted to the club's first team by manager Marcelo Gallardo in a 3-1 home loss against Patronato in the Primera Division, although remaining on the bench. Despite a 3-0 loss to the LDU, he made his first team debut on March 4, 2020, substituting Santiago Sosa in the 75th minute of the match. Quinto in the Copa Libertadores. In the prior weeks, he scored once in the 6-1 whipping of Libertad in 4 games at the 2022 Under-20 Copa Libertadores in the Paraguay. Although Fernandez was used occasionally, his manager urged him to leave the club on loan to improve his development. In August, Fernandez was loaned to the fellow top-flight club Defensa y Justicia. On September 18th, he made his debut for the Halcon by manager Hernan Crespo in a 3-0 win over Delfin in the Copa Libertadores. However, his performance impressed his manager, even though he was not a starter, and his outperforming ability eventually made him earn a place on the team. This helped him to lift his first ever career title. After galvanizing in Defensa y Justicia on July 15, 2021, Fernandez came back to River Plate during the season at the call of manager Marcelo Gallardo in the first leg of Copa Libertadores round of 16, resulting in the 1-1 home draw to counterpart Argentinian side Argentinos Juniors. He immediately became a starter, and on August 14th, he scored his first ever goal for the club and provided an assist, resulting in a 2-0 win over Vélez Sarsfield in the Primera Division, ensuring a promising start in the 2022 season, in which he scored 8 goals and gave 6 assists in 19 games. Fernandez was named the best active footballer in Argentina, being later scouted by several manifested European teams. On June 23, 2022, River Plate made an agreement with Primera Liga team Benfica to transfer Enzo Fernandez for a £10 million fee for 75% of his economic rights plus £8 million in add-ons. But with the player enduring at River Plate until the end of the club's Copa Libertadores tournament, on July 14th, following River Plate's exit in the round of 16 from the Copa Libertadores, Benfica confirmed the deal with Enzo Fernandez. On August 2nd, he made his debut for the club, scoring his first ever goal for Benfica, a 4-0 home win against Arauca in the Primera Liga, and a 3-1 away win against FC Midtjylland in the second leg of the UEFA Champions League 3rd qualifying round. His outstanding performances continued throughout the month, and following a run of consecutive 5 wins and 3 clean sheets, he has been titled the Primera Liga's Midfielder of the Month. Fernandez was named after the 3-time Copa America winner and former River Plate player Enzo Fernandez, and his father Raul was fascinated with the Uruguayan footballer. In his career, Enzo Fernandez has been positioned in a profound playmaking role as a central midfielder responsible for breaking up the play. Although he's competent enough to play a more advanced position as an attacking midfielder, he also can dominate the tempo and reclaim possession. Fernandez shines out of dominion, always looking to get into the right position to stop the opposition's counterattacks and deranging moves while also being in the right spot to cut off the passes. On July 24, 2019, Enzo Fernandez was selected by Argentina Under-18's manager Esteban Solari to represent his national team at the 2019 Cardiff tournament in Spain. On November 3, 2021, he was called up by Lionel, the Argentina national team manager, for 2 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Uruguay and Brazil. He made his senior team debut on September 24, 2022 by getting on the pitch as a 64th minute substitute for Leonardo Paredes. The game resulted in a 3-0 win against Honduras. On November 11th, he was named in Argentina's 26-man squad for the 2022 Qatar FIFA World Cup. After coming on for Guido Rodriguez in the 57th minute, Fernandez scored his first ever international goal for Argentina, closing Argentina 2-0 group stage win against Mexico. In doing so, he became the second youngest player to bag a goal in the World Cup for Argentina at 21 years, 10 months and 13 days old. On December 3rd, he achieved a slightly not-so-famous record, becoming the youngest own goal scorer in the history of Argentina in the 2022 FIFA World Cup, in the round of 16 matches against Australia, when he attempted to block Craig Goodwin's shot, but was deflected into his team's net as Argentina beat Australia 2-1. After defeating Croatia with a 3-0 score in the semi-final, Fernandez played in the final against France, where Argentina lifted the World Cup by a score of 4-2 in penalties. He is then titled the best young player of the tournament. After his exceptional performance in the 2022 Qatar FIFA World Cup with Argentina, his club career is advancing. He dazzlingly seized the opportunity at the 2022 World Club, gleaming to attract the focus of Europe's elite clubs to him. Fernandez was now the one to be watched as the major teams were circling the midfielder. The Argentinian midfielder has been in the sight of many top European clubs for a long time. Real Madrid beginning trailing Fernandez 7 years ago when he was shining through the youth ranks in his home country. Liverpool had also shown interest in signing the World Cup champion, but reports state that Fernandez had signed an agreement with them that appeared to be extensive of the mark. The Reds are anxious to reinforce their options in the midfield position after a disappointing start in the English season, and their interest would have been stimulated by Fernandez's performances alongside Lionel Messi in Qatar. Manchester United, Chelsea, and Inter Milan were also said to be having interest in signing Fernandez. In fact, Benfica president Rui Costa was declared to have told the media in an interview that they would let the player leave the club in January to any interested bidder if that was Enzo's wish. But the club later contradicted any such comments to be made. Transfer specialist Fabrizio Romano previously affirmed that Benfica did not plan to sell Fernandez following his breakout group stage performances, but the youngster's escalated price tag might have tempted them to say so. According to transfer analysts, Fernandez also has a £120 million release clause worked into the Benfica deal that he signed after moving to Portugal for £12 million. The 21-year-old only signed his 5-year contract with the Portuguese club in July, but could already be on the move. The Argentinian midfielder got his establishment in the Senior Football League with Defensa y Justicia before returning to the Argentine capital. His performances at the Defensa y Justicia were so impressive that Manchester United, Inter Milan, and Real Madrid considered signing him. After joining Benfica, Fernandez was pushed straight into the European deep end. He has excelled in Liga Portugal, becoming a centerpiece in the table-topping starting 11 and the best performer in the Champions League. With recent reports, Chelsea is in progressive talks with Benfica over a move to sign Enzo Fernandez and is willing to pay a whopping $135 million for the Argentinian international. The Blues are set to pay for Enzo Fernandez in 3 installments of around £40 million, and only final clauses must be agreed upon between the two sides. Benfica plans to replace Fernandez by signing in racing club's Carlos Alcaraz. Fernandez has already accepted the offer and has now just left the two clubs to finalize the deal. Benfica has denied that President Rui Costa had said Fernandez can leave if his £120 million release clause is met, but may not be able to knock back Chelsea's offer, particularly as the midfielder has missed 2 training sessions after going to Argentina over New Year's Eve. Have you people heard of this settlement before? Or do you think Chelsea is performing the right task? Will Fernandez help Chelsea win titles in the league? Comment down your opinions, and until then, bye.